With 62% of businesses operating partially or fully remote, collaboration tools like Microsoft Teams have become a necessity. Unfortunately, hackers are fully aware of the software's importance and have once again found a new means to distribute malware to the platform's millions of users. We'll provide you with the details on this new attack and what you can do to prevent against it as we sit down and sync up with Rocket IT's weekly technology update. Hello everyone, I'm Chris Swinson, Technology Insider here at Rocket IT, and welcome to Sync Up, your new home for trending technology news. In this week's story, hackers have found that by compromising Microsoft Teams accounts, they can join group conversations and send files laced with malware. For those that have yet to experience Microsoft Teams, think of it as a collaboration tool for both businesses and group projects. The app can be installed onto most PCs and smartphones, providing you with group calendars, video conferencing, file sharing, integrated collaboration apps, and most importantly, a chat feature to keep you connected with others. Due to current remote work conditions, Microsoft Teams has been adopted by over 650,000 organizations and 270 million individuals since its launch in 2017. Knowing that, it was only a matter of time before hackers found a means to directly target millions of unsuspecting individuals across the platform. In the research recently released by the cloud cybersecurity company Avanan, researchers found that hackers began using Microsoft Teams as a viable attack vector back in January 2022. Since that time, the sheer number of attacks has increased quite significantly, with the research group recording thousands in the last few weeks. With that said, you might be curious to know the details of these attacks and what to look out for when using Microsoft Teams. As I mentioned previously, the attack typically stems from one of your coworkers having their Microsoft 365 accounts breached and compromised by a hacker. Most commonly, breached accounts are a direct result of someone falling victim to a phishing email and accidentally handing their login credentials over to a hacker without knowing. For more details on phishing scams, we'll include a link in this video's description. Once the hacker has access to a coworker's Microsoft 365 account, the hard part is over. From there, the cybercriminal can gain access to their recent group chats and immediately begin to spread malware across the business. In this case, hackers have been sharing an executable file called Centric, which essentially allows the cybercriminal to collect sensitive data, check to see what security protocols they need to bypass, and eventually take over the individual's PC. Now, what makes this trend frightening is the social engineering aspect of it. Because the cybercriminal has access to not just contacts, but also previous Microsoft Teams chats, they can review conversations and customize messages to increase the likelihood of the malware being downloaded. For example, let's say you've been working closely with HR on a new remote work policy. One day, what you assume is your HR manager sends you a file in Microsoft Teams and asks you to review it. Thinking nothing of it, you download the file and minutes later you have absolutely no control over your computer. Unfortunately, most basic cybersecurity measures don't offer the best protection when it comes to preventing attacks within collaborative software. That said, with remote operations now making collaborative ecosystems a necessity for most businesses, there are some steps you can take right now to protect your network. First and foremost, ditch the notion that traditional antivirus, firewalls, and spam filters are enough to keep you protected. Instead, look to modern cybersecurity tools like application whitelisting and endpoint detection and response software. For example, application whitelisting ensures that only a list of approved applications can be downloaded, preventing you from accidentally installing malware. Aside from these two technologies, the best way to prevent against one of these attacks is to stop it at the source. As I mentioned previously, most compromised accounts are the result of phishing. Therefore, it's important to regularly train your team on the telltale signs of a phishing email. To schedule a free phishing test with Rocket IT, click the link in this video's description. And to stay up to date on trending technology news, hit that subscribe button and the bell to catch us on next week's episode of Sync Up with Rocket IT.